Alright, welcome back to Unbox and Chill, guys. Thank you so much for stopping in. You already know we're here because we have an unboxing, of course. Something new for us to take a look at. New watch I picked up. It's actually new in the box, but it is from the used market, but it did arrive new. It's a brand that's been on the channel before. It is not from WatchGame.com, but it was sent out. The previous one that I unboxed was sent out through WatchGame.com under the original tier. This one is a little bit nicer. It would not be sent out under the original tier, so it's a little bit nicer. I'd say it's probably closer to the middle tier of WatchGame, the black tier, for about $100. But this particular one did not come from that. So this is just one that was acquired used in the wild, but it did show up new in the box. So let's get down to it, okay? We're here, we're ready, we've got our breakfast monster. We'll go ahead and get our desk ready here. We'll knock out a quick wristwatch check before we dive in, guys. I'm wearing the Aragon limited edition Dive Master with the meteorite dial. I did unbox this in the last video that came out Friday. It should pop up at the end of the video if you just watch this one, and then at the end of the video you can just click on it and it'll play. Check it out. Really nice watch, limited edition. It does, like I said, it does have that meteorite dial, which is, rock from outer space. So the thing is, it's cool about meteorite. No two look alike. Obviously, it's it's cut from that rock, so it's different. Everyone's gonna look a little bit different. So it's something really cool. It's on this aftermarket shark mesh. It didn't come with this. It did come in a band, but I do go over all that in the video, so I won't go into that here. Just check it out. So now this particular watch is Illusion Picard. And again, as I mentioned earlier, we did have this brand on the channel before under the WatchGame original tier. This one is from the used market. It's not necessarily from WatchGame or associated with WatchGame at all, this particular model. However, I'd say it's a little bit closer to the $100 range in terms of the value that you may or may not pay for this watch. So let's take a look at it here. So you've got the chocolate brown box as usual, and I will say also that there's an issue with this particular watch. I am not going to be able to keep it, and I'll tell you, and I will tell you, and I will demonstrate and show you why. Okay, so this particular model is the Babylon. So this is the Illusion Picard Babylon, and I will say right off the bat, I do really like the textured dial. I think it actually might be slightly too busy. So it's kind of a lot going on, but it does look interesting. I will say that the textured dial is definitely interesting. So you've got the Illusion Picard logo on there. You can see the open heart. Okay, and you see the movement beating away in there, and then it does have a day and night at the top. It's got a day and night indicator. So it's definitely a nice looking piece. I was hoping to use it as my kind of dress beater, just kind of a dress watch that I, maybe when I'm being a little casual dressy or dressy, but I'm, I don't really care about it. It'd be kind of a, like I said, like a dressy beater. But I cannot hold on to it, and we'll get into that in a second as to why. I do like the large second hand that is, that is moving there. That's nice. It kind of stands out on the dial, because everything else just kind of blends in. I feel like the nice large red hand does stand out. It does look very cool, actually. It does have a logo here on the crown. It's got the exhibition case back, so you can see the movement there. Let's see here. We'll go over the full specs, of course, on the website. You've got it's a leather band, but of course it's, it's very cheap leather made to look like crocodile. For the price point, guys, I'm seeing it online for roughly $100, $100. I mean, it kind of just is what it is. It's an automatic watch. It does look decent. And in terms of the overall quality, I feel like it's made a little bit nicer than some of the watches that I've seen in this price point. You can hear me turn the movement there. Just hear me wind it. So it is a little bit, I feel like it's a little sturdier, I would say, than a Heritor watch. Let me try it on the wrist here, and I'll show you guys the problem. It's a little bit nicer than a Heritor watch. The Heritor dress watches in particular, not necessarily the dive watches, but the dress watches in particular, have always felt extremely cheap to me. The movements that kind of bounce around, and they just feel extremely cheap. Let me see here. You know, like a Heritor Morrison, which I have unboxed on this channel. You can look for that. The Heritor Morrison, very nice, very well made piece. The Heritor Winston, which I believe was the first watch that I ever unboxed on this channel. You know, it was nice, but definitely kind of light and kind of cheap. I will say that this feels nicer in terms of it does feel like it's made better than most of the Heritor watches. But I believe this is just like a lot of the Heritor watches. I believe this has a kind of like a lot of the Heritor dress watches. I believe this has kind of a no-name, like a Chinese movement that, you know, who knows what it is. I know the Heritor Morrison has a Seiko NH35, but this particular one, I believe it's just kind of a no-name Chinese movement. So we will definitely see here. And it does say on the website that it is made in China. So, but overall, not a bad-looking piece, guys. Let's check out the website. Let's see the specs here, and we'll see the alternate colorways of this watch. Oh, wait, actually, before I jump into the website, I always try it on, but I guess that right there inlines the problem that I wanted to show you guys. Hold on one second for me. Bear with me here. So essentially with this is like one of those deployant clasps. And if you are a guy like me, meaning you're huge, this sort of thing just doesn't work. You know, it will snap closed here, which is nice, but in terms of fitting on my wrist, it just will not. As I drop it here, there's just no way to get this on here and actually have this shut. Let me see if I can do it, and have this shut with enough room to actually be on my wrist. And when I take this off, let's see here if I can try to do it here. Let's see here. Let me bring it out a little bit. Oh, well. Okay, see, it's a pain to put on. So when I put it on, hold on, bear with me, guys. I'm gonna go off camera for a second. So essentially, when I put it on, it just turns into such a chore because it's hard to get it to close. Oh boy, let me see here. Let me try this. It's not easy to put on at all. It becomes quite a chore, and it's so much work that I would just end up grabbing another watch. I think I can barely, you know, buckle it up, but it barely, and I mean just barely, fits on my wrist, guys. Give me 1 second here. I know I'm off the camera here. So you essentially have to pull this open, okay? And then you throw it on the wrist, like so. You bring this around. And give me 1 second. I know I'm off camera here. I'm trying to... I'm about to just give up here, guys. But there's just so much going on here that I can barely get it buckled here. Okay, let me see here. So I think I got it in the hole here. And so you see it goes in that hole, and then you've got to fold it over. And then I've got to try to pull it as tight as I can and snap it shut, but it comes unsnapped as I try to tuck it in here. Okay, so it looks like I have it on the wrist, and as you can see, it's on the last hole. Okay, thanks for bearing with me with that, guys. But it's just not a watch that I can put on very easily at all. And by the time I do this, I have other dress watches I would just grab. And I know that I could take that deployant clasp off, but then once I take that off, it's on the final hole still. And I will say it feels sturdier with this clasp on here. It feels a little sturdier. Without it, it feels so flimsy. But using this type of clasp takes way too long for me to button it up. It's a lot of extra work. It's easier to just put it on the last hole, but then it feels flimsy and I don't want to wear it. So it's just kind of a pain, guys. It's probably why I will not end up holding on to it. Let's play the channel game. Let's guess the case size here. So you can see 8 1/4 inch wrists roughly is what I have here. You can see it looks pretty large and in charge on my wrists. So drop down below. What do you think the case size is? And then we're going to pay it off and find out here right now. Okay, let's see here. So this is the Lucien Piccard Babylon. Okay, this is the one that I'm wearing. It also comes in a white, and it also comes in a white with rose gold. So all looks like they all get the same strap here, but this is the particular one that we have here. So let's scroll down. As you can see here, it kind of goes over the specifications, and then we get the full specs right here. Give me one quick second here. Let me grab the full specs. Okay. So as you can see here, you've got a case size of 46 millimeters. I've actually got it pulled up on my screen here. 46 millimeters. So there's a 46 millimeter case size. It does just say automatic movement. It doesn't really go into details here. Case diameter 46. It is an automatic movement. It just says movement origin China. So I think it's just one of those kind of nondescript, just like off the shelf, off brand Chinese movements here is what it is. The dial finish is textured, which is nice. Let's see here. Crystal type. It does say Saftec. I don't know what Saftec is. I'm assuming that's maybe some kind of sapphire coated crystal. You would think it would just say sapphire, not Saftec. But then again, if it had a sapphire crystal, you would think it was more. It would be running for more than where it's at. The crown type is push pull. Obviously, we don't have a screw down crown in this in this particular watch. 50 meters water resistance, so that's fine. You can wash up in it. But other than that, guys, I mean, it's pretty buckle deployant. And the buckle deployant to me so listen, I could do a couple things. I could buy a longer watch band, and that would probably be my best bet in terms of this watch. I could buy a longer watch band, or again, I could get rid of it, get something else perhaps, because that's the thing. It's not, to me, it's not that amazing of a piece for me to kind of spend money and get like a really nice leather band to put on it. It's not really worth it. I could just sell it to someone, or move it, and someone whose wrist might actually fit it better, and it doesn't take too long to buckle it up because of the kind of weird deployant clasp thing and the band being too short for a larger guy. They wouldn't have to worry about that. So yeah, to kind of spend the money on a nice, because I probably would go with a nice blue leather band, but to spend all that money on a watch that doesn't cost that much in the first place doesn't really make a whole lot of sense. Let me know what you think. Do you like a deployant clasp? Does it work with your type of wrist? I think if you're a bigger guy, it's just kind of a pain to buckle up. Okay. Would you wear this watch? Give me your honest, unvarnished opinion in the comment section below. Thank you so much for stopping by, guys. I do appreciate it. I'm gonna post another video the day after tomorrow. Look out for that. Hit that subscribe button and drop a comment. Let me know what you thought the case size was before we paid it off, obviously, and it's 46 millimeters. Let me know what you thought it was prior to that. What did you guess? Okay. Thank you so much for stopping in, guys. This is Unbox and Chill signing out.